Hi everyone! Most post-production projects require footstep sounds. Either samples from effect libraries are used, or, especially in film, a Foley artist takes care of it if you don't record it yourself. UVI offers an interesting solution with Walker 2. Walker 2 runs in the UVI workstation. It is licensed via iLok and can be activated on up to 3 computers. Let's take a closer look. The user interface looks like this. The 3 most important elements are shoes and feet, surfaces, and clothing. The available shoes depend on the selected surface. We don't just find common surfaces such as carpet, concrete, gravel and so on. There are even different variations of certain surfaces. Stairs can be found, as well as steps in water. As you can see, for concrete there's a wide range of shoes available, also bare feet and socks. However, fewer shoes are available for some surfaces. For example, let's have a look at grass. Only 3 shoes are available. Just let's switch back to concrete. So far we have only dealt with human steps. We can also switch to the category animal. Or design. Clothing can also be added. Walker 2 offers here a wide range of different fabrics. The possibilities are already very impressive at this point. However, additional sub-levels can be added for each of the 3 elements. For example, let's select wood floor. And now I can add some creaking. Or for the shoes, I can add some specific material. And for the clothing, I can add some accessories. For example, some keys. During the performance, Walker 2 automatically detects the speed. There's also a distance control. Which is very useful. By default is linked to the reverb. Just briefly mentioned, here are various microphones, and there's a separate tab for effects such as limiter, equalizer, compressor or reverb. But now let's take a look at Walker 2 in action. To show how Walker 2 can be used, I have prepared 2 short film clips. Let's have a look. Here we have the first one. A woman is walking across the street. Okay. So, open Walker 2. Concrete is already selected. Now I choose a pair of shoes. I go for the trainers 4. Okay. And I think I change to the jeans thin. Okay, let's have a look at the reverb. Okay, we are on a street. Okay, using the keyboard I can create normal steps with the C and E key. The D key gives me a stop sound. And with the C sharp and D sharp I can add scuffs. In this case I will start with the scuff sound and then use the normal steps. Okay, this works. Let's have a look at the next example. Person in the forest slowly walks away. Okay. So, open up another instance of Walker 2. First of all, I switch to forest. In this case, I would like to add some dry leaves. Okay. Jeans thick might be right. Okay. Just check the reverb. Okay. To control the distance, I will use the mod wheel. Okay, just give it a try. Okay, quite nice. Now let's move on to my summary with the pros and cons. Human footsteps are essential for sound designer. Walker 2 offers 14 shoes including socks and bare feet. What I really like is that there are several variations of each type of shoe. Different sneakers, 2 different boots and dress shoes and 4 different heels. The selection of 32 surfaces is really huge. 24 different fabrics are remarkable. The sublevels offers enormous possibilities. This is also an opportunity to mention the design steps that open up the world of fantasy creatures. It is very easy to use, movements are quickly performed, all this with just 5 keys. The speed can be adjusted automatically without having to switch between walking and running. At the same time, the distance can be controlled with a mod wheel. Is there anything to complain about? Considering what Walker 2 offers, it's hard for me to find anything to complain about without overstating. There are two things, however. In my opinion, Walker 2 has weakness when it comes to walking in snow. Snow is not available as a separate surface, but only as sublayer. Let's have a listen. I suspect that the lengths of the samples are controlled by the speed. This causes the snow is played too long, especially when walking slowly. And to my ears, it no longer sounds real. What do you think? Just leave me a comment. Although the manual explains why some surfaces offer only a limited selection of shoes, in some cases I couldn't understand why only 1 or 2 shoes are available. And I'm not saying that all 14 shoes and feet should be available for all surfaces. Let's have a look at metal 1 and 2. They offer 4 different shoes. Let's have a look at metal 4. There are only 2 shoes available. And metal 3, only 1. I think at least 3 to 4 options would be feasible for all surfaces. As I already mentioned, I'm complaining on a very high level here. Nevertheless, I can really recommend Walker 2. Finally, I have 2 requests in case there is an update to Walker 3. The first, a decay control for the sublevels of the surface could be helpful, or the sublevel could respond to the duration of the MIDI note being played. And the second request, currently the steps can be played in any octave. It would be great if I can use 3 or 4 different surfaces in different octaves. Shoes and clothing can remain the same. This would speed up the workflow if, for example, I need to move a person from a concrete to gravel and then into the forest. Or within a house from a tiled alleyway over wooden stairs and then onto a wooden floor, which occurs quite often in my projects. In summary, Walker 2 is a great tool that I wouldn't want to be without. I work on audio plays every day. I use Walker 2 in every production, and it has certainly saved me many hours of editing. The price is $199, but Walker 2 is also available on sale for $139 from time to time. For anyone who needs footsteps on regular basis, it should be a no-brainer. That was my review of Walker 2 from UVI. For more information, visit UVI's website. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and bye-bye.